Lynn Miller-Pease. I'm the CEO of Leadership Everyone. And what I want to let you know, in case you don't know this, is Andrew, who's their executive director, worked with Leadership Everyone not too long ago. And when this job came open, the full love and support behind Andrew applying for this job was there, not because we wanted him to go, because I'll tell you the truth, we really didn't, and I'm sure you can see why if you're around big brothers and sisters, but we wanted to see Andrew reach his full potential. And for the LE alumni, you know, when we do personal mission circles, for a lot of you, I kind of remember what that looked like. And one of the most important things for Andrew was his love of kids and wanting to work to improve their life and to make our community better. So this was a real natural fit. But maybe even more important, and what I want us to really think about, is big brothers, big sisters, and they're going to tell you exactly what they do. But the essence of what I understand is that there are young people in our community that need mentors, and they need them right now. They don't need them 10 months from now. Man, they need them right now. And the difference with that big and what the big can do for the little is so profound. I don't even think we have time to talk about all the different ways in which this program works and these relationships work. But if we think about Leadership Everyone, we are packed full of servant leaders who care about kids, who love the community, and that want to volunteer and spend time. And we have an organization that Andrew's now leading that needs people to be bigs, to be mentors. Can you imagine if the LE alumni decided that we were going to solve that one issue together? And if each one of us and different people that we know within the alumni and other people we are close to, if we can pour that love and that servant leadership into big brothers and big sisters, what we could do is get rid of their wait list and start taking in more kids that need, and not say, we're going to be with you in a few months, but say, we're going to be able to pair you with somebody right away. So the partnership between the two organizations is incredible. And what we might be able to do together, I don't even know how we're going to measure this darn thing, because it's going to be amazing. At this time, I want to ask Andrew Bogus, who is the director of Big Brothers, staff that are here with us. And then I want you to take this gathering and let us know what you can think to tell us, and then we'll have some questions. We'll have time for some questions, and we'll have some times to figure out ways, even after this, to hook people up. If you are listening to this and at some time in the future, when we put this out to all of our alumni and the people that care about the community, I want to please encourage you, call Big Brothers, Big Sisters right now. Sign up and become a big. And if you can't become a big, or even if you can, I want you to write a check. So you got one or two or both things you're going to do. You're going to contact Big Brothers, Big Sisters and sign up and go through the process of becoming a big and write a check. Or if you can't be a big, I want you to write a bigger check. You need to buy your way out of this, and let's support this organization in every possible way that we can. All right, Andrew, are you ready? Was that okay? Did I miss anything?
Oh, you did great.
All right, go Andrew. Woo! Oh, and everybody, if you're not talking, let's go ahead and go on mute so that we don't get all that weird feedback and stuff. Okay.
All right. Real quick, I want to touch on something that Lynn mentioned, and it was 2 years ago when I went through the leadership, at that time it was Leadership Evansville course, is when it really got my gears turning and my head thinking about what I was doing with my life and where my passions and talents were, and wanting to get to a place that really served my passions and allowed me to use my skill set. So this LE Big Brothers Big Sisters connection goes back for several years, and it's been an interesting path. It's been a good path to get here, but it has been taking over as executive director in June 1st of 2020 has been a very interesting time period. But I mentioned this morning on the radio show. Our staff is incredible. They have found ways to serve these kids regardless of what circumstances have been thrown at them. And we've got several members of them on this call. Krista York, she is a senior case manager and data coordinator. She's been with us for about 3 years, correct? We have Amanda Metzger. She's our director of enrollment. So for those of you who are decide to make the jump to be a big, you will most definitely meet Amanda either in person or by Zoom. And we have Heather Hicks. Heather is a case manager. She's been with our agency for right before COVID, right? Basically, less than a year, but she's been a case manager at another Big Brothers Big Sisters agency before. Is that correct, Heather? Awesome. So if it's all right, I'm going to go ahead and share my screen and pull up. We made a little slide presentation. If I can figure out how to do that. Let's see. I don't know.
Hey,
You got it.
Bub.
Did I do it?
Pow.
We're impressed, Andrew. It must have been all that great training at leadership, everyone.
Yeah,
That's it. The
Yay!
technical skills there. Oh my God. All right. Can you guys see that slide? Does it look okay?
no,
It's all white.
it's all white now.
Are you serious?
Totally.
Maybe go to the next one and see if you got one.
All right. I'm going to stop sharing and try it again.
Andrew, if it doesn't work, you can also send stuff to oh, you got it.
Got
There
it,
is.
baby. You got it.
Looking good.
How about that? We have Elizabeth Meyer to thank for all of my technical training.
There you go.
Okay, we've already done that. All right, so our mission is to create and support a one-to-one mentoring relationship that ignite the power and promise of youth. Our vision is to all youth achieve their full potential. And we have a tagline around here, and it's, defend the potential of youth. And we believe that all youth, all kids deserve to have their full potential reached. And we believe that we can do that through a mentoring relationship. And our core values are commitment, meaningful relationships, and lasting impacts. So we'll get into it later, but we understand that it's a time commitment to volunteer and be a big, but the most important thing about being a big is that commitment. Being there when you say you're going to be there and being that consistent, reliable person in a young person's life. The counties we serve are Vandenberg, Warwick, Gibson, Spencer, Posey, and Henderson, Kentucky. And we've got several different programs within there. Our community-based is our most open form of a mentor relationship. Matches can go anywhere in the community. They can, whatever they want to do. If they're into sports, they can play sports. If they want to read or play video games, or it's anything, it's outside of the school. We ask that they meet twice a month for about 3 hours. And then our high school bigs is a program where juniors and seniors in high schools can mentor middle school and elementary school students on their lunch break. And this gives a chance for the older kids in the school systems to work on their leadership. It's a great program. School-based or site-based is for any community volunteer to come in and have that mentor relationship within the confines of the school. So it's not outside of the school hours. It's not on the weekends. It's coming in on their lunch break or their recess, helping them with their homework, talking to them about their day. It's a little easier to jump into a school-based or a site-based match. In a lot of instances, that program is going to be different this year. We don't know what it's going to be. We don't know how schools are going to allow us in. We've heard reports that several of the outlying counties are going to allow us in as case managers and volunteers. but that's all subject to change. Who knows what's going to happen when school actually starts back up. And then the last program that we're real excited about is our Bigs with Badges. This is for law enforcement officers and first responders to volunteer as Bigs. This is something that's a national campaign Big Brothers Big Sisters is doing. We think it could really help bridge that gap, bridge those relationships between law enforcement, first responders, and the youth in our community. We're real excited about where that could take us. Outcomes of our program. We have several ways that we measure and monitor success of our program, but what we're hoping is that they'll have higher aspirations, they'll have greater confidence, they'll have better and deeper relationships, avoidance of risky behaviors, and educational success. And we measure all of that through our youth outcome surveys. Every kid that goes into our program takes a baseline survey, and then at the end of our program, we have an outcome survey, and we can measure and know that the program's been successful. Krista can speak much more intelligently about that later. And here's an example of our youth outcome survey. Kind of gives a quick snapshot of what that looks like. So we know educational expectations, 90% of the community-based matches, kids have improved. Their educational expectations, 93% have improved in their academic success. 93% of the kids have improved in their attitude towards risky behavior. So all of this is measurable. We're also working with the Indiana Youth Institute on measuring attitudes towards risky behavior and adverse childhood experiences, and we're real proud of the work we're doing there. So when we notice that a kid scores high on adverse childhood experiences or scores high on attitudes towards risky behavior, we now know that there's a higher likelihood that that kid is going to turn to drugs and alcohol as a teenager. And so if we know that early on, we can use early intervention methods. We can get them the mental health that they need. We can refer those to the correct channels. And we're hoping, and we believe, that early intervention is more successful than incarceration later in life. So we're real excited about the work we're doing there. How can you be a part of Big Brothers Big Sisters? The first way and most important way is to volunteer. We have an unlimited supply of children in our community that could benefit from this program. We've been digging into the statistics lately. We know the statistics. Most of the kids we serve are on free and reduced lunch, but not all of them are. We know a lot of them are from broken homes, but not all of them are. Any kid could benefit from this program. So we know that even if we run through the waiting list that we have now, which has 78 kids on it waiting for a mentor, even when we run through that list, there's more kids that can benefit. We're always going to be recruiting volunteers, because we feel that this program we know it's successful, and we want to continue to grow it. Partners for Potential is a way to donate. $10 a month. An average match cost us as an agency about $1,000 a year to support. And so we believe that if we get enough people donating $10 a month, that we'll be able to successfully grow our program. And you also know, if you're a Partner for Potential, but at that $10 a month giving, you've successfully financially supported a match for 1 year. Bigs with Benefits, that's for our community business owners. So I like to plug AZIP on this one. If you're big and you take your little to AZIP, they'll give you buy one, get one free. So you buy one pizza, the second pizza is free. So the idea there is it doesn't cost. We don't want this to be a financial burden on our volunteers, and there's community partners that are willing to support that. So if you're going to step up and be a volunteer and take a little out to eat, we've got several places that will give buy one, get one or discounts in order to help offset those financial costs. Participating in our events, typically we've got a lot of in-person fundraisers that are pretty fun. Bowl for Kids' Sake, Golf for Kids' Sake. We've got one coming up called Charity Work. Those have all been rearranged or rescheduled, or they've been modified this year due to COVID. If you can, hop on our social media, like and share what we're doing, and refer other bigs. If being a big isn't for you right now in your life, we totally understand. But if you believe in our program the way we do, and you think somebody who would make a great big, please tell them to contact us. With that, I'm going to turn it over to Amanda Metzger. She's our Director of Enrollment.
Hi guys, I'm going to keep mine pretty short. Just wanted to kind of go through this process here with you, but if anyone has any questions, as was said before, please reach out. I can help with any of that. Let's see. So kind of our process in becoming a big is what it says on the screen. We typically get you in for an orientation, which is just an overview of the program, kind of what we're doing now. And at that point, you get your application. Once you guys fill that out, we do a lot of background checks and call references just to kind of check in with that thing, because safety is our #1 priority for these kids. So we kind of want to check on you. We get you in here for an interview after that. And that's where I ask a lot of those questions and try and learn about you guys. And that way we can make the best match there is, looking at needs of the kids, interest of you guys, any skill sets you guys have, and just kind of what would work best for you and for them. And the last thing being training, getting you in here before we get you matched, just kind of to help talk about common scenarios, just any questions before that. Thank you. Some of our big expectations for anybody coming through as a volunteer is committing to that minimum of 1 year with your little, twice a month, and at least 3 hours a month. A huge one, as was talked about earlier, is being consistent. That is honestly huge for these kids. A lot of people are not sure if they can do this, but showing up when you say you're going to show up, I mean, that's half of it. That and listening to them, and that goes along with the next one of being open and understanding, knowing that people live different lives than you do. So being there for these kids, listening to them, showing up when you say you're going to, I mean, you were over halfway there. Communicating openly. Crystal will talk about having case managers, but you have people here that are going to support you. That is our job, is to make your relationship with your little work. And as Andrew said, recruit and refer new bigs. We can always use bigs, so getting the word out to other people like we're being able to do right now is awesome.
Real quick, LE people might recognize that's Autumn in the picture there. Okay, moving on.
All right, I get to show some of the fun stuff. So we do letters from a little, and this was after one of our littles got matched in one of the outings with her big sister. You will note that she spelled her big sister's name a couple different ways, but it's adorable nonetheless. We'll go to the next one. All right, and child safety. So that is our #1 priority, which is why we do so much on that front end of getting to know you guys, of checking in, doing background checks. And a lot of this child safety we talk about with our volunteers before they ever get matched, but to support them in case this comes up in a match, because we really just want that child to be able to reach their full potential. And we know that, keeping them safe is a lot to do with that. That might be all of my part. Oh, all the cute pictures are on mine. So we do get pictures from all of our matches once they get matched, and we love getting them. So this is just some of the matches out on their outings. I think that's the next slide too. Yep.
All right, Krista, you ready to take over?
Sure am.
All right.
Okay, so like Andrew said, and what Amanda said, after the enrollment process is over, then you get matched and you have case managers. So these are our 3 case managers. So there's me, there's Bailey in the middle, and then Heather is on the end, which Heather's on the call. So what to expect from us is to be your support system, be there for you if you have any issues in your match. Communicating, I usually tell my bigs that I'm available until about 8 o'clock every night, and then I triage like over the weekends. Like if it's something that can wait until Monday, I usually say I'll reach out to you on Monday. If not, I'll call you back. We provide help on specific topics that may be coming up in the match that may be hindering, and kind of coach them through that, like that issue or that problem that they may have. give ideas about fun and learning activities that they may want to do with their little if they're having a hard time whenever we're calling in monthly and they're like, I just don't know what to do with my little. Well, this is the stuff that they like. So these are some things that you may find good, or, hey, other matches are doing this, maybe try that. During that time, we're also letting you know about our bi-monthly match activities. So Big Brothers Big Sisters does host bi-monthly free activities for our bigs and littles to participate in. Not last month, but the month before, we did a virtual game night via Zoom with some bigs and littles and staff. So that was really fun. So we're trying to think of something to do coming up with not knowing the certainty of COVID and schools and a lot of matches still feeling not comfortable about getting in person. So trying to do those types of things. So letting them know. And then also letting them know about our partnerships in the community. So Andrew mentioned earlier our partners, not partners for potential bigs benefits. So letting them know about new partnerships that we have so they can utilize them with their match cards. All right, Andrew, next slide. So with being matched, we call in for a match that is under a year. We call in every month to talk to the big, and then we rotate between the little and the guardian. During those match calls, we're asking specific questions. So we're asking about activities they've been on, any child safety. So asking them to know, like, how's the home environment when picking up and dropping off? Have they mentioned anything that could be concerning or alarming, and following up with that? Child development and school progress. So during that time, we're asking how's school going, asking about their friends, also asking the bigs, hey, are they talking about school? Are there any issues going on? Asking about behaviors at home, what they're hearing from the guardians, what they're hearing from the littles. Then we're asking like what they're involved in, like what do they like to do in their free time? Then we're asking about relationship development. So how do you feel like the match is going? What's been the most enjoyable part for you? Is there anything that you would change? I like to throw in there every once in a while, like, what is one thing that you think as a big you're really strong in? What area do you think that you can improve on? Then we're talking about communication with the guardian. So how's that communication looking? Is there anything that you would change about it? Addressing those concerns that they have so we can identify those and help work through those things. And then upcoming activities and things that are happening in Big Brothers Big Sisters. So like our upcoming Golf for Kids Sake, kind of plugging that with our matches. If the big enjoys it or any of their friends, things like that. And then at the 3-month and the year mark, completing their surveys. All right. So one thing that sets us aside as a one-to-one mentoring agency is our program staff is continuing their professional development. And how we're doing that is we're attending conferences. So yearly we attend the Because Kids Counts conference through the Indiana Youth Institute up in Indianapolis. It's usually in November, December. National, our Big Brothers Big Sisters of America offers a national conference every year. Due to COVID this year, it was all virtual, so that was nice. We're also doing online trainings and youth worker cafes. So we have a database where we can constantly have ongoing forums and trainings that we can utilize as Big Brothers Big Sisters across the platform. And then also reaching out to other Big Brothers Big Sisters or other people on our Facebook workplace. Over, I think it's 256 affiliates we have of Big Brothers Big Sisters across the United States. So reaching out to those program staff and case managers and stuff and asking and getting help. And then kind of sharing some popular outings. These are the ones that we hear most about. So Sky Zone is a big one because the kids love to jump. Bob Walther's, Gaddy Town, movie nights, not only at the theater, but also at home. We just had a match not too long ago. Did a movie night at the house. They did tacos and then they watched movies and played board games. Going to the parks and doing some hiking, fishing, swimming. Mickey's Kingdom is another big popular one. And ice cream and frozen yogurt dates. And then here's our information about our staff.
Excellent. I will say our match activities have changed obviously due to COVID. So there's a lot of outdoor activities right now where masks are required, social distancing is required, and a lot of them are happening virtually. We've had to adapt how we serve the kids, and we've had to adapt how we do match introductions. Everything's changed due to COVID. But bottom line is we haven't let us stop us from serving the kids. Heather's on the call. I wanted to share a success story of the program. Heather's got a great story about one of her cases that's had a real great success story. Heather, are you comfortable sharing that?
Yes, I am.
Great.
I have a match that has been matched for 5 years, and they have a really special bond. The little sister has been through some really difficult things throughout her life, but her big sister has been with her for the last 5 years. Little sister was adopted, but her adoptive mom is a little bit older and she has some underlying health concerns. And they have such a special relationship that when the little sister's mom said, "Hey, if something happens to me, I want you to be taken care of. Who would you like to go with?" The little sister said that she wanted to live with her big sister. And so they are working on guardianship in the event that something happens to the mom. They tell each other almost every match outing that they are their chosen family. They have a great relationship, and that's what it's about.
Thank you, Heather. Wasn't she in her wedding?
She was. She was in her big sister's wedding. They spend, weekends together, the whole 9 yards.
Yeah, and that's an example of a relationship that obviously developed extremely deeply. Not all relationships do. Again, every kid comes to this program from different experiences and different needs. That story can maybe be intimidating to somebody, but know that there's so many kids out there that just need somebody for a couple hours a month to play catch with or help with homework or talk about life with. And then sometimes those relationships go so far that they ended up being real life family. So we love hearing those stories. Thank you for sharing, Heather. I will real quick mention that COVID slowed us down a little bit. Our matches stalled for a while. We initially tried to go match introductions virtually, and those matches some of them were non-starters, and we're working on it. We're working with the Indiana Youth Institute. We're now hosting a training to start tomorrow night with our bigs on how to have more impactful relationships virtually and in this world of COVID. And we set out a goal to grow our matches by 10 every month. And last month we hit 11. This month I think we've already got 6 or 7 on deck. So even with the obstacles in front of us, the staff has pushed through it. So it's a blessing to be here. So with that said, Lynn, if you're okay with it, I think it's a good chance to open it up to some questions.
Absolutely. And everybody, let's see how it works, just to kind of jump in there. Or you can wave your hand and do that kind of thing. If somebody else is talking and you got a burning question or whatever, you can also use the chat, and we'll keep an eye on that. If you're hearing this down the road, let's say we're playing this I say show, but this deal, know that you can reach Big Brothers Big Sisters to get connected. If you can't figure that out, get with one of the LE staff members and we will connect you for sure. Okay, so are there anybody have a question or a thought?
Andrew, what are some of your greatest needs for help right now?
Great question. Always need volunteers, and we always need money. So we're a professional service. It's sometimes difficult asking for money. A lot of the programs and grants that are out there, they want to see things being built, right? They give money to a youth serving organization. They want to see a gym built. And really, our service is the professional service that our case managers and our support staff provide. And I will tell you that they all have degrees. Some of them have master's degrees. They all have countless hours of training, and they all earn way below their market value. And they do it because they're mission driven and they want to serve these kids. So I have no reservations going and asking for money to support our staff. And that's really what we need, because in order to grow our mission, there's a capacity limit on each case manager. So if we want to keep growing the number of kids we serve, we have to grow our staff, and we can't grow our staff unless we keep raising money.
Great question, Timothy. I think we're building kids and building their lives, not a gym.
That's right.
Let's keep kind of making sure we're sending that message of it's undeniable. The research is there, the data, the look in kids' faces when they feel like they're getting enough. All of that stuff, I think all of us have seen. So maybe it's all of us reaching out and saying, how do we make sure people know to financially support, as well as let's see if we can be a big or a volunteer. Hey, Andrew, is there a simple way to give money?
There is. Yeah.
Why don't you tell us about that?
Mentoringkids.org, there's a big button at the front of the homepage that says donate now. You have the option to donate now for a one-time gift. You can sign up for a monthly, yearly gift. However you want to do it, we try to make it as easy on people as possible. We also have, for businesses that want to support us, we've got sponsorship opportunities coming up through our fundraisers as well. So we've got lots of ways to give.
Andrew, is it correct that you have more boys waiting than girls? You need some men mentors or bigs?
That's a great question, Lynn. And I think, based on what I've seen through our database and our match support and across the country, there are more female volunteers, which mean the girls on the waiting list get matched sooner. We have 78 kids right now on our waiting list, and the overwhelming majority of those are little boys. And we do match female volunteers with male littles, but that's not always the request of the guardian. Sometimes they want that young man to have a male mentor. And so unfortunately, the wait list for young boys is longer than it is for young girls. And right now we have a significant need for more male volunteers.
I think you answered Timothy's question when you were going through that. Any other, and it doesn't have to necessarily be a question. It might be a thought or a partnership or a collaborative idea that you've got that can help support this amazing work.
I'd like to thank Denise. Denise has decided that she wants to be a big. Can you guys all imagine how lucky that young person's going to be to have Denise as a mentor?
Oh boy. Start praying, people. Start praying. Timothy, what are you laughing at?
Oh, nothing?
That kid is going to
requested that the child she get not be an introvert and not be afraid to be touched.
That kid is.
That sounded wrong. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
She's a hugger and yeah.
That kid is going to get hit with a ray of sunshine that he or she is not prepared for.
If Elizabeth were a small child seeking a mentor, we would wait for a different. We're being silly, right, Elizabeth? Okay. Denise, you're so cool for doing it. I'm getting ready to. Ready to.
We'd love to have you.
And write a check, both. I'm going to do a check and a big thing. So. And I expect the LE alumni to do the same. I hope I'm being clear. Now, join, give. Join, give. Okay, there we go. This is our Andrew. We're going to support him.
Jake, you got a question?
Well, more of a just kind of a statement than a question. I don't know if you're aware, but we're in the process down here of trying to resurrect Test Drive Evansville. And
Okay.
I think it'd be very cool to get with Big Brothers Big Sisters and have that be the inaugural kickoff here in a week or two. So get with me after the fact, and we'll work out the logistics. We're not going to do it as a test drive. It'll be in the office. I will show off your office and all that.
Man, I'd love that. Appreciate it, Jake. Absolutely will. Yeah, we serve Henderson County as well. I know you're current Bruce Woodridge in Henderson, right? Yeah. Yeah.
Andrew, did you mention the golf outing?
Yeah, September 21st. So we've got two fun our fundraisers coming up. The first one is called Charity Work. For those of you who like to Zumba and dance, I've heard it's family friendly, but I've heard it's a good exercise, good workout. That's going to be September 19th. It's going to be out at One Life East. As of right now, we're trying to have that in person, spread out 6 feet. There's going to be tape on the floor. Masks are going to be required. And we're prepared to pivot to virtual only if that's what needs to happen. So right now there's two options. There's going to be an in-person option and a virtual option. We're prepared to move virtually if we need to. But anyways, that's on our website. If you like to dance, hit for those of you that want to bring that way, so our bigs and little participate in each other. If you want to Zoom from the privacy of your own living room, you can do that.
Will we participate?
Thanks, honey. Probably not. At least not
We would
public.
like that on video.
Yeah, I think that should be a requirement.
I think we're getting your whole leadership to watch you Zumba, buddy. Okay.
I was wondering if Andrea would be involved, but I don't think so. I think that's getting real close.
That will be, so September 19th, September 10th is D-Day.
All right.
Oh my goodness.
So she'll be probably laid up September.
All right.
And then September 21st is our golf scramble. It's going to be out of Cambridge. We've got tons of our sponsorship opportunities available still. I think we've got 10 teams signed up. Our goal is 30. If you know anybody that likes to play golf, wants to organize a team, it's $500 a foursome, $100 a whole sponsor. Send them our way.
Well, if you need any volunteers, Andrew, for the golf outing, I'm in.
Thanks, Jake. I'll put you down.
I'm glad to drive a cart.
Yeah, come on out.
You know you can't let me, but yay! Be a problem. Hey,
Yeah,
everyone, this is so cool. If you can think of people that might be good at being bigs, maybe make a little note and then get a hold of them and send them towards Big Brothers Big Sisters. And if you can do it yourself or support the cost of doing this, please do it. And anyway, I'm just this organization is so wonderful. I can't thank you enough for the kind of work that you do and the importance of it. So I hope we can all find ways to support Big Brothers Big Sisters. Big thank you. Andrew, any last words you want to say before we?
No, just thank you everybody for listening and participating. Thank you, Ellie, for letting us come on. It's been an Ellie kind of day. We were on the radio show this morning with Denise. So it's been good to be back in the warmth of Denise's embrace, even if it's
Yes. And so this Saturday, is it this Saturday that will be on the radio? Denise, or next Saturday?
Remember, Lizzie, do you remember? I've got a couple of them scheduled out, but I'll have to
But
look.
anytime, go listen to WEOA on Saturday at 8 o'clock. Leadership Connections is there every time, and it's a lot of fun. It's always fun to hear the show. Very good.
Yep. Thank you, everyone.
Okay. Hey, thank you so much.
Yeah, you guys are great. We love them.